What we're doing, we've got a fireplace. Now, you know, you can see it's all been recently, you've been done over by the damp bodies again. But this is how they do it.
But this bit was this was pre,
yeah.
Previous owners.
Now, see that?
Yeah.
That's off the scale.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, I'll almost guarantee the new plaster is off the scale. It doesn't really matter where we are.
So that's bizarre because that's old and that's new. So
and
it should.
New, and that's still off the scale.
Yeah.
Now, the reason for that is that this is sucking salts. As it's drying, it pulls the salts out of here. Now, what we're going to do is, even this is probably see.
Oh, and that's donkey's years old.
It's donkey's years old. It's bone dry.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's still reacting. And if I go up here, this is all bone dry brickwork in here. Look at that. It's dust.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So is it the machine that's daft?
Yeah. This is how the damp industry.
So who invented a machine that doesn't work?
It's not meant to be used in buildings. It's not meant to be used.
What is it?
It's actually designed and built to measure the moisture content of timber under very, very specific circumstances.
That's terrible.
So this is how you are being conned.
Kenwood's use that too. Everyone uses it.
And that's why I say the damp industry is a fraud.
That's terrible.
And for those, you know, Kenwood are using these.
Yeah.
And they do damp proofing for our client. End off. Now, what I'm going to show you.
Hundreds of properties. Hundreds of properties.
Now then, this piece of kit is what we call a carbide meter. And what we do is like a old bicycle lamp.
Yeah.
You know the old bicycle lamps, they had calcium carbide in them,
yeah.
made of settling.
Yeah.
That's what we do in here. What we do, we've got some carbide in there.
Right.
We take a sample,
right.
a known amount of sample,
right.
and then we tip it in here,
right.
and it reacts
right.
with the moisture in the sample,
right.
and pressurises it. It produces a settling.
Okay.
It pressurises it. This is calibrated. So as soon as you produce a settling, if it's a moist sample, this will go up.
Okay.
So you'll see how much moisture is in the wall. So what we've done so far is we said that according to the salt meter, the fraud meter that Kenwood and Peter Cox and Rentokil and all the damp proofing people use, that is sopping wet. They've sold you damp proofing on the basis of that. It's damp everywhere, look at it. And this is, we've got...
It's just dry, that's not wet. Is that wet?
It's bone dry. But it's off the scale because it's full of salts from the fire.
Yeah.
Salts are conductive.
Cool.
Absolutely, it is fraud. Complete fraud. This is why it needs to be on TV, it needs to be on websites everywhere, it needs to be...
Do you know, I tell you, that would really open so many people's eyes. Because people depend on those people. In your hour of need, when you think your property's about to fall down and down, you depend on those people.
Not anymore, you don't. Now then, what I'm going to do, I'll drill out a sample. I don't want to go right through because otherwise we'll end up on the other side. Now, there's our supposedly very wet wall.
That doesn't look wet to me.
Doesn't look wet to me either.
Rubbish. They were rubbish. Those people were rubbish.
Right, they are. It's fraud. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to... I've got a carbide chamber, and we're going to measure out 6 grams, standard sample. Okay, so we want 6 grams, 2, 3, a bit more. There we go. Now we're going to put this in the carbide chamber with a load of calcium carbide. Alright? If there's any moisture in this, that will react with the carbide and produce acetylene gas. It pressurises it. So we button the top on. And you can probably smell a bit of acetylene actually.
Yeah.
It's reacting with the air in there. So it's got carbide in there now. And moisture will pressurise it. That meter then moves and we see the percentage of water expressed as...
Is there less and less water depending on the age of the property, or does that make no difference?
There are pretty standard tests that say that you can allow, in old brickwork, you can expect probably up to about 5%,
right,
just as a natural moisture content.
Right.
So
not the older it gets, the less there is, or the older it gets, the more there is.
Not really, just different building materials have a sort of an inherent moisture content.
Yeah.
It's like firewood. You're never going to get completely dry firewood.
No.
But you can burn firewood, it's considered dry up to, I think, about 10 or 11%
right,
or something like that.
Right.
So, you know, you stick one of these meters in. This is all I use this for, is for testing my firewood at home. See how anything it's good for.
Yeah.
So, we've got a sample and a wall that's, according to this, and according to Kenwood, according to Peter Cox and all the other people, you've got rising damp. We're struggling to even get it off the stop. It's dry. I'm sitting here mixing a cocktail of your wall, and it's dry. There's nothing in it, there's no water in it. It's bone dry. It's gone to 1%.
Oh, I'm so angry.
The building research, you've been conned in here. For the benefit of the video.
Like, you know, I give him work. Well, you know,
Yeah.
put stop to that.
Yeah. There you go, Mike. For the benefit of the video, this house, apparently, somebody working for the owner told them that they had damp. There was a bit of flaky paint somewhere. So this guy comes in, goes around the house, she's nodding furiously here, goes around the house, prods all the walls with this and announces that he needs to strip all the plaster off and tank it and replaster it. And I just said, you know, it didn't need doing, I can almost guarantee it didn't need doing.
Oh.
And what I'm now going to do is go around and drill it and prove that the walls are dry. This is sopping wet plaster, it's only been on a week, but even so, I think we'll drill through the plaster and the wall behind the plaster will still be bone dry, there won't be any water in it. We've just done this, you wouldn't believe it, but the plaster on here is already blowing off. It's not even been on a week, and you can see around the corner there it's all coming off. So there you go. So what we'll do, we've got this sample, and as you can see, I normally allow 10 or 15 minutes for it to react. It's 1.5%.
I am so angry at
It's
that.
a dry sample.
So
You can get up to about 7%, and the building research establishment has got guidelines on this.
It just made me take it back. I mean, it wasn't that we'd, clean the house up basically.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't, you know, I haven't taken it back to its original brick just because there was too much gunk on top anyway. But
Oh well. There you go. That's little video number 1.